all of a sudden I just sat up in my chair and I'm just like, excuse me, what does that have to do with me? And my voice raised, like the whole bus was looking at me at this point. Hey everyone, it is Yamathon, also known as Maya. Today I'm going to be doing my worst public transit stories. Now if you know me, I do not like public transit at all. I try not to take it, but literally that's how I get home from school, so I don't really have a choice. I've experienced so many weird drivers and other riders, so I figured I would tell you guys some of the stories that have happened because they are truly ridiculous. I could talk about public transit all day. I probably have over 20 different stories I could rant about, but to keep this video short, I'm probably gonna limit to maybe 5 or 6. But if you end up liking this video, I can definitely make a part 2. So if you enjoy, make sure you like, subscribe, comment, and we will just go straight into the stories. So I have a couple stories here to share with you guys. So the first one, I was on the bus, of course, and it was a relatively empty bus. There was still spaces open, and I was sitting in one of those two-seaters. I was on the inside seat, and my hand was kind of resting on the other seat. And you know when you're just like resting your head on the window and like listening to a really like slow, sad song and it's raining and you're just looking out the window thinking about how depressing your life is? Yeah, so that was pretty much me. So I'm kind of like half sleeping, and all of a sudden I feel this big weight on my hand, and I'm just like, if someone just sat on my hand, I'm gonna lose it. So I look over and there's just a woman sitting there on my hand, and I'm just like, are you kidding me? Do not tell me you cannot feel my hand under you, because I can feel everything on top of my hand right now, so there is no way. So I look over and she's just staring straight forward, not even at me, she's just looking directly in front of her, and I'm just like, so I start moving my hand like out from under her, and she kind of just looks beside me and then looks back forward, and I'm just like, you're joking. I didn't even know how to react. What do you do in that situation? And I just want to desanitize my hand after that. I was just like, you freak. So next one, I am on the bus and there's maybe 3 other people on the bus. Like, this bus is empty. I have my bag on the seat beside me and I'm closing my eyes or whatever, and my bag is kind of leaning beside me, so I'm just sitting there, and all of a sudden I feel someone pick up my bag, and I went into like this little panic mode. Like, my stomach dropped, whatever. I'm just like, is someone stealing my bag? I have so many valuables in here. I have my laptop, I have my phone, like everything's in there. I open my eyes and there's a senior with my bag in his hand, and I'm just like, okay, what are you doing? Don't touch my stuff. And he just drops it into my lap, and my bag is heavy. Drops it into my lap. I'm just like, what's the reason? And then he sat right beside me, and I immediately got super triggered because there were so many seats available on that bus, but he had to sit right beside me. So I just took my bag and sat somewhere else, and I'm just like, I don't want to sit beside you. Like, what are you doing? Next story. These stories will get worse and worse as I tell them. So I was leaving school. We had sort of like an arts night, and I'm on the bus and I'm charging my phone through my computer, and it's about like 8 o'clock, 8:30ish at night. So I'm just sitting there on my phone, and this guy comes on and he's just like, oh, do you have a phone charger? And I was just like, oh, I'm kind of using it because my phone was at 10% and it's like 8:30 at night. It's dark. I'm just like, no, I'm not letting my phone die on me. So I'm like, yeah, sorry, I'm using it. And he's just like, oh, I only need it for a couple stops. And I'm just like, sorry, I don't even have the wall piece, and the wall piece doesn't work on the bus anyways. And he's just like, no, like, I can just charge it in your computer. And I'm just like, wow, this guy's persistent, eh? So he's still bugging me, and I'm just like, no, sorry, I kind of need my charger, whatever. And I don't know if you have bad intentions. You can just run off with my computer. It's just like, no, you can come sit beside me. Like, there's empty seats at the back of the bus. I'll just charge my phone right beside you. And I'm just like, who is this guy? Yeah, sorry, I kind of need it and I want to sit right here. Like, unfortunately, I can't really help you. And then the guy goes, please, I'm going downtown. And in my head, I'm just like, oh, you're going downtown. That's an exception. Let me give you my computer. Like, are you stupid? So I'm just like, no, sorry. So this guy starts getting in a bad attitude. He goes, sits down, and is giving me dirty looks. And I'm just like, I'm not having this. I start getting up, and then he starts getting up. So I'm just like, okay, this guy's gonna start following me. I get off at the next stop, and he starts getting off. But right before the door closed, I got right back on the bus, and then the door closed and he saw me and he gave me the dirtiest look, and I'm just like, I just finessed you. So the next story, getting even worse. So I'm on the bus and I'm sitting across from my friend, and this guy gets on. He's probably in his mid-30s. He gets on and he starts asking everybody for change, and everyone's saying no. So he circles around the bus twice. Then he comes back to me and my friend and he goes, please, I know you have change. I'm just like, sorry, I don't have any change to give you. And then he was just like, please do it for my girlfriend. She's black like you. And all of a sudden, I just sat up in my chair and I'm just like, excuse me? What does that have to do with me? And my voice raised. Like, the whole bus was looking at me at this point. And he's just like, oh, sorry, I didn't mean to offend you or whatever. I'm just like, yeah, go sit down. Like, don't mess with me. Are you kidding? Do you know who I am? Well, you don't, but now you do. So he goes and sits down, and I'm putting back my headphones on from him disrupting me. And from the bus I hear, I know you have change. And I just look behind me. I'm just like, are you talking to me? And he's just like, he's just giving that look like he doesn't know what's happening. And I'm just like, I told you I don't have change. Leave me alone. And then the guy beside me goes, yeah, stop asking her. I'm just like, you a stranger and you sticking up for me. You a good one, you know? I like you. And then a few weeks later, I told my sister about the story right after it happened. But we were on the bus and I see the guy get on. And she gave me a look. I'm just like, yup, that's the guy. So we start getting up and he's kind of sitting near us. But we're getting up and he's just like, oh, I just wanted to apologize. I'm just like, yeah, because I think he started talking to my sister, but I don't even know what really happened with that. I just wanted to apologize. I'm just like, He's just like, you guys are both beautiful young black women. And I'm just like, this guy's just obsessed with black people. Is he not? Like, is he okay? And I just gave him a weird look and I got off the bus. I'm just like, I am not talking to this guy again. I do not want to see him. And on top of that, when he saw me, he gave me a look because he remembered me from the first story. So I'm just like, yeah, I left a mark in your head. You better not forget me. You better not mess with me again. So the next story, the next few are about more snaky drivers. So the first story, so back in grade 9 and 10, the bus used to come super early. It would come like 2 or 3 minutes after the bell would ring, so we'd always run out. So it was winter, and I'm waiting to cross the street, and I see the bus coming. So I start running, and I'm running maybe like 200 meters, and I make it in front of the bus door, and the doors are closed. So I knock on the doors. The driver fully looks at me, and then had the nerve to drive away. And I literally looked so mad because the next one wasn't coming for another 15 minutes and it was winter. So I'm just like, ugh. And then someone saw me and they're like, are you okay? I'm just like, yeah, I'm fine. Then, same type of scenario. We get on the bus and a bunch of people didn't have time to tap their Presto card. So they were just getting on the bus and they asked the driver, hey, you know, can I tap it at the next stop? I didn't have time to. And they're like, yeah, that's fine. They go on the next stop and the Viva police are there. And so they start explaining to the Viva police, yeah, the driver said we could tap at the next stop. So the Viva police go over to the driver and they ask him and he's just like, I didn't say anything. And all those people got fined. And the Viva fine is $155. Viva driver just literally screwed them all over. And then there was another time I saw this woman, this was a YRT bus, and she has a $20 bill, and she goes to the driver just like, hey, can I get change for this because fare is $4. So she puts in her $20 bill and the guy gives her a transfer, and she's just standing there. She's like, oh, where's my change? Driver goes, we don't give change. And she goes, but I just asked you. She's like, we don't give change. And the guy just drives. And I'm just like, This woman literally just paid for her next 5 fares in one trip, and I felt so bad for her. The driver literally snaked her. So yeah, those are the worst stories that I have. I obviously do have more, but this video has already gone on for way too long. If you like these stories, make sure you give a thumbs up and subscribe for more. If you have any crazy public transit stories, comment them. I'd like to see what else you guys have gone through on the transit. I have a few weeks until my G2 test, and then I'm getting a car, so I do not need to deal with this anymore. When I start driving, I'm deleting the transit app. I don't want anything to do with them anymore because I'm going to be driving myself, and I don't need to deal with all these idiots. I also wanted to ask you guys if you prefer these more rant types videos, because I saw that my McDonald's video did a lot better than my other ones, so I figured, hey, I'm going to do more of these rant style videos because those are the ones that seem to be doing the best. So if you want to see more of those, also give a like. Thanks for watching this video, and I will see you in my next one. Peace out, Yammers.